Yo guys, so this is my very first video. Super happy to have you guys on board, super happy to share everything with you. So for this one, I'm going to talk about something very basic. Not even the sounds yet, not even the structure yet. I'm just going to talk about beatboxing as a whole and why it is important in the world. So a lot of people, they view beatboxing as, you know, a weird thing. People that don't understand it, people that don't know what it is, they view beatboxing as this like weird hobby that weird kids do, you know, because it's like making noises with your mouth. But to me, I think beatboxing is actually one of the most normal things that a person can do and a person can, you know, try out. Because compared to all of these other things, skateboarding, yo-yoing, you know, all these other weird hobbies that people have, beatboxing is the most natural thing that people can do in the world, because you literally need nothing to do it. You need absolutely nothing to become a beatboxer. All you need is confidence and your mouth. And you know, confidence may be a little more hard than having a mouth, but it's still easy to find. So the way that you connect with other people using beatboxing is the same way that you feel while you beatbox. And I know that's a little confusing, but what I mean by that is the feeling that you have inside of yourself whenever you start beatboxing or have been beatboxing for a long time. You're in the shower practicing your beats, you're walking down the street doing beats, you know, there's a certain feeling that you have in your body, a certain kind of rhythm, a certain kind of like, you know, understanding of rhythm and movement and, you know, using your body to express that. With beatboxing, you can express that to other people perfectly, you know? It's just a matter of how you communicate that with the other people. I think there's two very major things in beatboxing that if you like really practice these things, you'll be able to communicate any kind of message, any kind of thing, if you practice these two things. So the first thing is good rhythm. You know, staying on time, staying on tempo. That is the most important thing in beatboxing, because nobody wants to listen to something that they can't understand, you know? And rhythm helps people understand like the flow of it. It helps them understand, you know, the story behind it. That's like that's the bread and the butter. You can use very simple sounds, and if they're in good rhythm, then you can communicate a lot of things. And that's not using any kind of extra sounds, any kind of extra things. You're really only using the strength of good rhythm to communicate to people. For example, I'm only going to use a kick drum for this, but right now I'm just trying to show how rhythm will guide people onto a certain kind of journey. So check it out. Yeah. Yeah. So I know that's a super simple beat, but what I'm trying to explain with that is, since it was on rhythm and since there was an actual beat to that, you know, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was solid throughout the entire thing, you can feel a certain type of way when listening to it, you know? Even though it doesn't have the crazy melody to it, it doesn't have crazy drum patterns, there's not a bunch of extra things going on, there's still that solid beat, you know, that solid foundation that is the most important in beatboxing. And you can have foundation with just one sound. You don't need to add any other things into it. You can really do it with just one sound. So, the second thing that I think is the most important with beatboxing, other than good rhythm, is clean and crisp sounds. So if you have good rhythm and you have clean and crisp sounds, you can make so many different things happen. Even if your sound range is 2 sounds, 3 sounds, 4 sounds, whatever it is, if you have those sounds very clean, you can do many different things with them that people will understand better. You know, the dirtier a sound is, you know, opposite of clean is dirty, the dirtier that a sound is, the less that people will understand about it, and the less that they're going to understand about what you're trying to say. You know, for example, I can have the best rhythm, but you know, that idea in my head, I have the rhythm, I have the idea, but my sounds just aren't coming out as clean as they should be. Opposed to something like this. So with that beat, I know I'm not doing a bunch of crazy things, but my sounds are very honed, you know? I have a lot of control over the kick drum. I have a lot of control over that snare because I've done it over and over and over again. I have the muscle memory to just create that sound on the spot in a rhythm, you know what I mean? And there's many sounds that I've practiced over and over and over again that I've really had to figure out, like the muscle memory and figuring out how to do it the same and clean way every single time. So once you have these two things down, it's really up to you where you want to go with your beatboxing at this point. You can express many different things, many different genres, many different feelings with clean sounds and good rhythm. You can do things like reggae beats, and that's just using two sounds and good rhythm. And that's the kind of beat where if you're feeling like, you know, kind of jumpy in a beat, you're feeling like, ooh, I want to move a little bit. That's the kind of beat that you do to express that, you know. You express that through the rhythm and through the clean sounds. Or you can do a hard beat, you know, something that really, whenever you're angry, you just really want to do it, like this. So even though I was only using two sounds, maybe three, including that little hi-hat there, I was expressing, you know, more of a fast-paced energy, more of a fast-paced kind of beat. Something that really, like, you know, gets your head moving. You're like, oh, I like this a lot. You know, though, using those two concepts, clean sounds and good rhythm, you can really create any kind of thing that you want. As long as there's that clean beat to it, that clean rhythm, and then your sounds are clean and honed, then you can do anything with your beatboxing. Thank you guys for watching the first video. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Tell your friends about my Patreon. Tell your friends about the lesson program. Thank you guys for joining. Tune in next week for the next video.